Hi, I'm Daniel, and this is Ashville Weekly, episode 6. This week I go to look at a 20-foot container at the Pumphouse Museum of Transport and Industry. We also get started on the brand new Ashville Scaffold gym, and that other guy from the CarWow drag races, I obviously pop in to see him as well.
Selfish, he's thinking for himself.
I used to be in Hollywood, but then I went to Cricklewood. I'm not allowed to drive it, but I'm allowed to look at it. Lizzie, where are we going?
In half a mile, turn left.
It's our house.
Could be problems for you. And there's a big dent in my car, the 20-foot container. Whatever you do, don't film that skip. We're gonna make the Ashville gym. These lot are flat out digging. This is Tiggy. You need to know your client, but I don't care.
It's Sunday evening and it's 10 to 7. I'm about to go on the Truck and Hustle podcast in the US. Really excited about this, looking forward to it. After Truck and Hustle, I'm gonna jump back on the emails, send the work list, and I'll be ready for Monday morning.
Monday morning and we start in the yard this week. Having a couple of meetings with the boys, decided on a few bits we're going to do, but we were also working in the yard yesterday. I know I showed it to you before, but my security hut is now 100% done. See, we've got the checker plate all around the floor area, and now all the sockets and switches are completely on. And guess what? I have a handle, and I can lock it from the inside so the security man can barricade himself in there if he ever needs to. If your name's not on the list, you're not getting in. Secure, secure, working, secure. Let's take a look in the edit suite and see how we got on there. What you can see here is all the data and power is in place, so we have another station to work from for the videographer. Not bad for a Sunday's day's work.
Thanks for coming, mate.
You know, running a holiday campo for Ashville. Do you need 3-phase or single phase?
Single phase.
Okay.
They're thinking they want to semi-sync it maybe.
Okay. Can it be any bigger?
Can be bigger, yeah.
Yeah.
5.2 is not really.
Yeah, no. You know why he's saying it? Because he's obviously going to come here. That's why he's thinking that. He's thinking selfish. He's thinking for himself.
Listen, I'm thinking about us. Right.
It's our house.
It's our house. I'm thinking about us. I'm going to have a drive of our Lambo in a minute. How's that when I get outside?
You know it's coming over the building.
What?
It's coming over the house.
Bruv, that's just my kind of party.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have it any other way.
You're thinking the content.
I just need
you
to...
already made a hole in my garage.
What you can see here is the opening that we've created in the garage. I've got to drive the digger through. What do you want me to do, man?
There, digger's there.
Where is it? Yeah. You kill the boys, man, trying to dig all of this. Yeah. Some clients are a nightmare.
A jungle gym and a trampoline.
A jungle gym?
Jungle gym.
You're making a lot of promises here, man. What you can see over here is us taking the plasterboard off the walls, and some of the other boys are ripping out the previous electrics because we're going to rewire the whole house. Let's see this man's technique. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Whoa! Whoa! Okay. Okay. Right. Thank you. This is the Ashville representative for the Sledgehammer Challenge. This is the man who's going to be representing me. I dare all of you to turn up. What you can see here is the opening that we've created in the garage. That was the steel you saw on the floor last week.
We're going to open it up, put that steel in there.
So we could drive the digger through. Follow me, the digger is now in the back garden. And there she is. We're just waiting for the structural engineer. As soon as he sends the plans over, we're gonna start digging. Yianni has just complicated things further, as he does, and we're gonna put a sort of like a custom-made swimming pool, half sunk into the ground that kind of is half in, half out. But he's just told me, so we need the architect to update the plans again to put that in. What are you filming?
What today?
Yeah, what are you filming now? I don't even know.
Filming today.
I'm filming parts for Ashville Weekly, and the fact that I've got a nightmare client.
A jungle gym and a...
Hi guys, it's Yianni from Yiannimize and welcome back to another video. Today...
On a serious note, how'd you find the progress?
Oh, I found buzzing. Oh yeah, incredible. That's incredible. Yeah. Forget that you're my friend, it's incredible.
That's my thing, what I do. If you click here and watch some of our showcases, this is my thing, what I do. I always get in the bath.
But that is a quick tour of my house. I hope you enjoyed it. Daniel does, as I said, a weekly, what's it called? You can actually have a look at, what was it called? Ashville.
Ashville what?
I'll see you on the next one.
We found this in the back garden, and it's finders keepers. I'm gonna keep this, and when we're done with the job here, this will be in the yard. It needs to be black, but hopefully it will lay me a golden egg. The whole point of building this was to keep him out, and I'll do that, it's gonna told him the code. Pointless. I'm finished here on site, but there's a microwave here, so I'm just gonna clean my hands up and try and have something to eat quickly. As soon as I leave here, I have to go and look at a 20-foot container, which I'm very happy about. So hopefully it's in good condition. I was given an address of somewhere to come and have a look at a container, and I've come here and it is the Walthamstow Pumphouse Museum. Thankfully, one of the guys who works here watches Ashville weekly. He saw me talking about the need for a 20-foot container and he emailed us and said, come down and have a look. It breaks my heart to come here and look at this skip. Whatever you do, don't film that skip. I thought I was coming to look at a container, but I can already see there is some cool stuff in here. I'm gonna have fun in here. This is a giant mobile boiler. So you would take this to site and fire this up and it would provide heating. This is part of history. I love stuff like this. This is an old London Underground carriage. I remember these. Let's get in, see if I can take a walk down memory lane. This reminds me of getting on a train with my mum and going to Wembley Market on a Sunday morning. You know when you just want to stay home, you just want to have cornflakes and play with your Lego and play with your trains and do stuff like that. Nope, my mum would drag me to Wembley Market and I can remember this. And I always used to get in trouble because I used to do this. I used to grab these. What they hold? Yeah, I can still do it. Now this is moving forward a bit in history. This reminds me of secondary school. I love this. I have met the site resident cat. This is Tiggy. Tiggy is keeping watch of my car while I'm having a look around. Tiggy seems to be very comfortable and fully in charge, enjoying a quick stroke as we all do. Right, this cat is real comfortable, you know. A post box. I have been trying to get a post box for ages. I cannot find one anywhere for love nor money. We're going to create some London memorabilia in the yard. Let's no, this one won't be going anywhere. I'm here for a container and we're going to leave with a container. We're not going to take the post box yet. This is the pumping equipment that was used to pump all the sewage in Walthamstow years ago. This is the same machinery that's been here from the start. I think from around the 1800s, this machinery has been here. And every now and then, they turn this on and they get it working again. Oh my God, a train museum. Now, you know I love trains. No, it was broken already. The wheels weren't on it. It's in for maintenance. Let's do that again, shall we? I love this. This is so cool. What a cool place. Most famous engine in Britain. We are standing next to something very famous. This is the fire engine that was used in Casualty, The Bill, London's Burning, and it still all looks in pretty good nick. And over here, we have the actual uniforms from Casualty and London's Burning. I came for a container. I didn't know I was going to see all this cool stuff. You're listening to the radio or something like that, and you had to hold down two things at the same time to record. Has this one got rewind? We're lucky that this one has rewind. I remember when you wanted to rewind stuff, you take it out, turn it around and press fast forward on the other side, and you had to turn it back round. If you went to a man's house and touched his buttons, could be problems for you. And now the reason I came here in the first place, the 20-foot container. It's watertight, and I believe this is perfect. What a great day. I get to come here and see a museum, see a bit of London's history. I get a container as well. Love it. Now let me just measure this just in case, yeah? So that's it. We've seen the museum and I found a 20-foot container. I'm now going to head back to the yard as quickly as possible. It's 4:30 on Tuesday and this is the first time that we're filming today. We've been flat out all day. We've been trying to prepare for tomorrow's video. I've been in Zoom calls all day. I've been on site, I've been off site. I'm having a look at some of the levels of oil because I haven't checked in a bit and haven't spoken to anyone, but we've been servicing a lot of lorries. So we're low on 10W40 oil, and I've noticed something from looking around here, which is really bad. These things, what we use to distribute different types of oil, we are short on them. And what the boys are doing, they're taking one out of this and they're putting it in there, and that one's going in there, and we can't do that. The difference between engine oil, hydraulic oil, and the oils that we use for the gearboxes and diffs, we can't mix them. When I order some 10W40 oil, I'm also gonna order a couple of these and make sure I put them in myself. How you doing, Matt? Can I call you back in 2 minutes? I'm just finishing filming. Matt Watson from CarWow. Guys, we are officially in the second lockdown, and at the moment, all the gyms are closed. So I had a burst of inspiration and I've had a thought. We're gonna make the Ashville gym. Tomorrow morning when we get in first thing, we're gonna clear this area. Nobody's gonna be allowed to park here. We're gonna section the area off here with concrete blocks, and this part of the car park is gonna turn into an outdoor Ashville gym. Now I'm going to use scaffold to cover the area. It's not going to be my sort of gym. It's not going to be a powerlifting gym. We're going to use the scaffold so we can do pull-ups, we can do sit-ups, and I'm going to go and buy second-hand bars online and outdoor weights. Hopefully I can find like some sort of outdoor watt bike or some sort of exercise bike, and I can attach a light bulb to it. So if you want light in there, you're gonna have to pedal as hard as you can. I'm gonna get an outdoor punch bag. We're gonna have skipping ropes. Amongst all the other phone calls and my bursts of inspiration, I have had some good news. We have 3 trains coming in next week. So the LH60 is going to be flat out, and the material has to go straight into a job. So as soon as it hits the deck, we'll be loading it onto the lorries and they'll be out the gate. So I'm very much looking forward to that, because it's been a long time since the LH60 has been in action. I don't want anyone to think I'm ungrateful, so I need to say thank you to a few people who have sent us stuff. We have been sent different types of Scotch eggs. Get this. Hi Daniel, I'm 17 and I'm trying my very best to create a successful food business. I'm subscribed to your YouTube channel. You know, that's always my first question. Have you subscribed? He's definitely put the effort in here, but I've already had my lunch, so I'm gonna have one of these Scotch eggs later. This has come from Platinum CBD, and they have sent me some gummy bears, and they know me well because they sent me a black baseball cap. Thank you very much. It's Wednesday morning, and today we start in the yard. Because of the work that I'm going to be doing with our new Ashville gym, I've had to make the car park slightly bigger. So we're having a clean up around the outside, and we've taken out the existing barriers, we've scraped the area, we've put down some fill material just to make it nice and flat, and now we've moved the barriers backwards. Hopefully with this additional space here, we should be able to fit the cars in here that used to park over there. So we're en route to look at this job. I've had to head through Central. It's always a bad time to head through Central now. Back-to-back calls, talking to clients, talking to suppliers, talking to Terry, talking to Tim, talking to my team, talking to everyone, trying to push things forward. There's a lot to try and manage, but I think I am on top of it, and I definitely think that we are winning. So as long as I can get through the traffic, SatNav says I'm going to get there at 10 o'clock on the dot, which means I'm not going to be late. And from that point, we are going to keep it moving. Very scenic. Hey, I get to go past Buckingham Palace today. Something that has changed my life. I found out on Waze that you can change the voice. Now I've got the man himself, Dizzy Rascal, Dizzy Rasket, whatever you want to call him. I got Dizzy on my Waze, guiding me to my destination. Let's wait and
0.1 miles. Continue straight.
Yes! I never get to come to the city. I really like it down here. We're pricing a job, so let's see what happens. Some you get, some you don't. Most of them you don't get. Percentage of what you price to what you get, it's always very low.
In 0.1 miles. Turn right.
That girl from school, that girl from college. Dizzy, where are we going?
In half a mile. Turn left.
Cool. Okay, so we've had a look at the job. David and Daniel met me down here. We're in the middle of central London. Really good job. We're going to price this one ASAP. Don't know if we'll get it, but we'll try. Where are you going?
Basement fit out.
Where are you going?
Yianni house.
He's going to Yianni's house. So I think that I will go to the basement salvage project, and then I'll go to Yianni's and we can swap. Unfortunately, I can't be everywhere at once. I've just got to the basement salvage project, but Adrian is leaving already. How did it go? Everything good, yeah? So the boys got on without me, but let's go and have a look and see what happened. Well, what happened to my car?
You scratch it or what?
I didn't scratch anything. Oh, here we go. Oh my God, someone's hit that. Great. And there's a big dent in my car. Fantastic. Adrian's just pointed out this on my car. Now that definitely wasn't me, and I don't expect anyone in the yard to own up and tell me it was them. What can I do? It's a working car. I know this supercar customizer YouTube guy. Maybe I'll ask if he knows anyone that can take that dent out of it. That was all blocked up. And the ground area here, it's all broken. So when it was filling up with water, all the water was going into the basement. The blockage was with this pipe and this entire pipe here taking the rainwater away. We're taking everything out of here and we're gonna re-concrete it, and we've cleared the drains. We should be able to manage the rainwater from the roof properly now. The top part of this area was poured today. You can see the other walls where we have removed the formwork system. Keeping it very short and sweet here today. Gonna leave now and head to Yianni's house. You have to brand everything. Look at that. For me, that's like the Batman emblem shining in the sky. When I see that, I come running. Love it. It appears that the boys on site in Ashville Inc., i.e. Ashville Construction, are waiting for the skips to be changed because they are full. Zibby, what's happening? Paulson, how you doing? So we're getting rid of the old fence, all this vegetation and stuff. We need to get rid of all of that. And we're going to put a new fence up here afterwards. But I've seen here that there is a bit of a step. The level here is raised, so we're going to have to address that, or we're going to have to build a small reinforced concrete wall there. Apologies. Who's this? What are you doing? Do you want to be in it or not? Where are you walking? Where are you going? Do you want to be in it?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, don't. Hold on, 2 minutes. The boys on site early this morning, they put the tree in the chipper and they got rid of it, which really saved me a lot of headache. No, I am not lazy, but I am not a tree surgeon specialist. These guys took it down in half the time, they put it through the big machine, and they're recycling. I love that. But the garden's looking a lot bigger and better already. I think this is the area where the swimming pool is gonna go. The other day you saw us in this room taking the plasterboard off the walls and taking the electrics off the ceiling and the walls. If you have a look, all of that is done. Here's Robert the painter, getting dirty for once. How is it, Robert? You prefer the painting and decorating, or?
Very hard, man.
At the end of the day today, I should have the structural plans. Once I have the structural plans, I will know my plan to build the extension, and I will know about the walls I'm moving in here, how I'm going to support them. On site, had a look at what the boys are doing. Thor's trees are getting on well as well. Progress is moving forward. It's a good day so far. My next stop today is 186 Fernhead Road. If you don't know, this is an in-house Ashville development. Click here to see the video which we did on that showcase. I'm here to meet a surveyor. The ground floor needs to be surveyed because we have a long-term tenant in there now. And the property is being remortgaged. The top floor, we have a cash buyer, which is going through at the moment, and the middle floor, we're still looking for a tenant. For our final stop of the day, I am stopping into a client. He asked me to do 12 loads out of muck today on grabs. It's on the way back to the yard, so I'm just gonna pop in and just make sure everything's all right. What you can see here is Radu taking a load of muck from here. He's pulling up as far as he can. There's an excavator still digging while we're doing it. So Radu's taking a load here to make some space. Dimitri's waiting on the road. As soon as Radu pulls out, Dimitri's gonna come in with some 6F5. He's gonna drop that. Then he's gonna take a load of muck as well. And then we're gonna come back at 8 o'clock in the morning and we're gonna pour concrete. So it's all happening simultaneously. These lot are flat out digging, moving it to the front as much as they can. We're taking it away. As quickly as they take it away, we're importing material in, and then we're taking more out, and tomorrow morning there's concrete. I can see in there, I can see the reinforcement is in place, and they've got some shuttering in place as well, and we're gonna pour that. So everything's moving. It's 4:25 and I've just stepped back in the yard, enjoying my lovely floodlighting, what's working perfectly in the winter. We have moved the Jersey barriers back here, and we have jet washed the area, and it's nice and clean. This is my portable one. The water's turned off. There is the entrance to the gym. Now I'm gonna get some concrete Lego blocks and put them across here. And I'm gonna put those too high, creating a barrier between cars and gym users. The day is not over yet. I have a parcel which has come for me, and it says that I should open on camera. This is nuts. Yes, thank you so much. Daniel Louise, work rate 20, endurance 20, consistency 20, compassion 20, people skills 16, patience 12. Thank you so much. I love it. This is going on the wall. I love it. Terry's going to be fuming now because Terry wanted one as well. You know when people are happy for you, but they wish it was them? Like, he's clearly happy for me, but he wishes it was him. Yeah. What we're doing here is playing Lego. We've gone with 2 big sizes and a smaller size, and now we're going to replicate that on the level above, but move around a little bit so it's all safe and secure. It's Thursday morning, I'm in the yard, I'm waiting for the delivery of the first container. I've just come up to my office quickly. We had a video go live last night. It was 9 flats which we converted in Chiswick. Click here to watch that video. I always like to come in the next morning and check the views which we've had, and I can see that overnight we've got 73,000 views. But Ashville Weekly smashes those numbers on a weekly basis. I'm really proud of this project. It was a decent sized project. They were commercial units which were converted into flats. Anyone who's into property, anyone who wants to be a developer, like, this is great information. Before I started this job, if I would have watched the video on what I've done, I think it would have helped me massively. If anybody does get a chance, go and have a look at this video we did on the 9 flats. There's a part in this video where we show flat 9 and the text actually says flat 2. We're not perfect, we're under a lot of pressure, and we really wanted to get the video out nice and early on Wednesday. The first container has turned up. I'm very happy. As you can see, I'm using KE Kent Transport and Storage, and this is Max. Now we have history, Max and I, and you know what? It's time for Ashville story time. Come a bit closer, Tim, a bit closer. Max used to be my salesman at Scania. He popped into the yard unannounced. And he said, I'm the Scania salesman, I'm selling new lorries. And I said, mate, I'm going to level with you. I'm not buying new lorries. He said, yeah, I just want to have a chat with you. He sat down, he spent some time with me. 6 months later, I get another call. Just checking in, seeing how you're doing. I said, mate, I'm not spending any money. Like, I don't want to waste your time. He said, no, I'm just checking in. I just want to see how you're doing. A year later, another call from Max. And at this time, the Euro 6 emissions, it had all come out. And I knew I was going to have to buy newer lorries. And I said, this guy's been planning. And Max then told me how many lorries I had bought in a period of time, and he divided it and said, you have bought this many lorries in this period, so your growth is this, that, and the other. Max proved you need to know your client. And Max was the first person that I bought a new lorry off, and I never looked back. Max, do you want to tell us a little bit what KE Kents do?
KE Kents is a transport and storage business. We've got rigids, high-abs, flatbeds, we do Arctics. We're Ashville's #1 haulage contractor.
Your relationship between yourself and your lorry salesman, it's like the relationship you have with your barber. Big up Taj Cuts. It's a sacred relationship and you're meant to be able to tell him anything. Max has moved on, but him and I are still working together. Let's get this container in place and see how we get on. This is the first container that's come, but you might think that we're going to back this one up against the Weybridge office, but we're not going to do that. We're going to put this 20-foot container here. The reason we're doing that is because the second 20-foot container we've got coming needs a bit of TLC. There's a bit of a leak in the roof, but we want the 40-foot container to cover the leaky bit on the top of the 20-foot container. So we need to spin this round, drop this in place, and then the next one that comes on Monday, if Max isn't messing around, we'll drop that one there, and then the 40-foot will go on top of that. I'm checking all the paperwork here, and we have a Lola certificate for the crane. We have a certificate for all the lifting chains. The driver is properly certified. He's bought both his cards as well, and the lift plan and the safe system of work is in place. We need to get it up in the air and spin it round. Augustus is very steady. You've got to take your time here. You've got a fence there that he doesn't want to damage. He's got the lorry he doesn't want to damage, and he doesn't want the container swinging all over the place. So easy does it, slowly, slowly. We're going to start redecorating this tomorrow. When we redecorate, the first thing we're going to do is give it a jet wash blast. Bzzz, take all the loose rust and stuff off it, a bit of filling and sanding, TLC, and then we're going to paint them in my favorite color, black. I need to see it, mate, on them. Keep going. Okay, let's drop her. Let's go down. Boom, spot on.
He's got his uses.
I've got to be good at something. All right, let's open it up, see if they left me any presents. A load of old wood, quite a stable, sturdy chair. This is Stephen McGowen of the McGowen brothers, scaffolding firm, who are going to help me out with my new gym. They also did all the other scaffolding that you can see in the yard. He is really going to look after me because he wants to be part of this new project we're doing, this Ashville gym.
We always look after Ashville.
Boy, I'm not quite sure about that. I need a staircase here to go up to walk on top of this container. I don't want any weight put on the top of the container. Distribute the weight on the corners. I want you to put me a platform to walk across this. I want a handrail on both sides. I want to build the cover, and I need the temporary roof, but I want to close it round the sides because when it starts to rain and it gets windy, the wind will just blow in. Welcome to the Ashville gym. I want to do pull-up bars, but I want to have different grips. Jules is here. Jules is trying to hide. Quickly, film her. Jules is trying to hide. Is this where you're going to train for our fight, or you're going to train somewhere else?
I have a boxing lesson today.
You have a boxing lesson today? Yeah. Jules is getting ready for it. So this is why I've got to build the gym, so I can be ready for that. This wall, I'm going to build it up a bit more because I think I'm going to put mirrors on the inside of this because you know you like to see what you're doing, yeah?
Yeah,
So
you like to look at yourself.
Yeah, well, yeah. Everyone likes to look at themselves. It's how you check your form is correct. What are the chances of me having black scaffold tube with yellow clips?
Right, you'd have to spray that.
I would have to spray it.
Yeah.
I would have to spray it.
Yeah, we're scaffolders, not painters.
It's going to be a bit of a labour of love. He's going to have to keep coming back. Oh, yeah, I've had an idea, come back and do this. I've had an idea, come back and do that. That is going to be the best way to do it so we can utilise all the space.
I think there's going to be a lot of ideas flying around as well, you know. Even people just walking in using it, you know, from the staff, yourself.
And someone who will definitely use this, who's not here today, is his brother, who actually wants to be on Love Island. Shout out to Matt. I know you're going to hate it, but I don't care.
I've actually got a both picture of this on my bikes, actually. I see a delivery of foam legs, and I was thinking, why is it? I said, wow.
Do you know what, mate? If you watch Ashville Weekly, you would know that I was reaching out. I was crying out for your help. I asked for foam, and you let two other scaffolders come in this yard. What a lovely surprise. I got a call from Volvo, and they've popped in with their brand new FH13 540. Let's have a look inside this lovely new Volvo. Am I allowed to take it out? No. I'm not allowed to drive it, but I'm allowed to look at it. So I'm in this new FH13, having a look around, having a look. It's got a lovely new digital display. None of this is on any of my Volvos. As I flick through the display, we have a sat-nav display. We have a minimized display where I can concentrate on speed and just my gears. We have 4 separate displays. There's loads of stuff in here. I wish I had this for a vehicle review. The gear stick is on the side of the seat here. That's pretty cool. There's a television up here. All the storage has got LED lighting. There's a coffee machine underneath here. Let's see how much space I've got. Can I stand up? Yes, I can. And we have a microwave in here as well. I think it's a beautiful truck. I actually really, really like it. Having a look around, all the bodywork's lovely. We've got loads of sleek lines around it. It's pretty nice color as well. Obviously it'd be better in black. Volvo are gonna bring me the brand new tipper when it's out, and I'm gonna do a review, take it on the road and put it through its paces. It's Friday, and I'm in the yard next to my lovely container, which Robert has jet washed. Look at that. It's a powerful jet wash. Whoa, look at that. He's clearly been sanding. Should have thought about that before I did it. Robert, where are you? There we go. He's taken off all the loose bits of paint. If you look on the floor here, you can see everything that came off, and you're sanding it down. Yeah? You're taking off the vinyl edge. Let me see. Let's see it working. You might think to yourself that it's only a container in the yard. Yes, we just need to give it a bit of TLC, because when we take off all the loose bits, we sand it down a bit of filler, and then we paint it. It will last us a lot longer. This isn't a house, don't make it perfect, yeah? Normally on the site, Robert shines UV lights on the walls and stuff to see any bumps and stuff like that. None of that here. We need to remember that this is a container. We are not gonna paint the corners of this. When the other container sits on top of it, there's 2 ways of doing it. There's like a lock that you can have, but I don't have any of those. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna weld the 40-foot container above, we're gonna weld it to this. So we're not gonna paint it, because if we paint it, we'll only have to use a grinder and take the paint off, and then we'll have to weld it and paint it back again. So we are not gonna paint that. How you getting on, Si?
Not too bad. How we doing? He just come here and give me a shot. How's things?
How are you doing, you all right?
Say hello to this man here. You want to say hello to him?
Hello, who's speaking? Me, who's me? I'm talking to Aidan from Harrier. We used to be in the same yard at Cricklewood. I used to be in Hollywood, but then I went to Cricklewood. And now I'm in Heathrow. Simon has learnt well. Simon's paperwork is not on the desk because he knows that I will bust open the door at any time. No way. Is that what the window did? No way. We're just getting everything in order for a lot of work what we're going to have on towards the end of next week. As I said, we've got trains coming, plenty of data that Simon's got to put into the weighbridge system. Just thought I'd take a look at the diesel level in this fuel tank. This fuel tank is solely for the LH60 because we can't track the LH60 across the yard to the other red diesel fuel tank. I'm checking as much as I can today because I need to spend some time over the weekend pricing some jobs. Pricing jobs is something at the moment I do in-house. Now, personally, I can price any construction work up to £1 million. I can price it myself. When we go to jobs bigger than that, I need to bring in a QS. It's not because I can't physically price it. When I look at a job, I price it in an old school way. I say, right, it's going to take this many guys, this long, we need this much material, we've got this much of a contingency. On larger projects where people would like QSs, you have to give measured quants. For instance, the square meterage of plasterboard or the square meters of flooring on a 4-level building. While I could do that, it will take me a very long time to do it. So it's a lot quicker to have a QS do it. So I really need to find some time this weekend to price the jobs, submit our quotations, and hopefully we'll be lucky. We have another container coming on Monday around midday. Now we're going to put that one here and we're going to give it the same refurbishment treatment. Now I'm still online trying to find a 40-foot container and I'm struggling. One, because they're all far away, and two, because everybody is being crazy with the money they want for watertight 40-foot containers. So I'm going to keep having a look. Mr. Michael O'Donovan. Yeah, I'm in Enfield with Skips. I'm at Yianni's house, he's my mate. What do you want me to do? We said I'm not allowed in North London with Skips or Grabs or Tippers.
No, you'll get yourself badly injured.
I'm treading carefully.
Oh yeah, you're sneaking in and out during the darkness of night.
That's what I'm saying, man. We go, when you're in your bed at 7 a.m, when you're in your bed at 7 a.m. and I'm already having my lunch, that's when I'm doing jobs, you know what I mean? Finally, this lovely machine is coming out of the repair bay. We also changed the oil in the gearbox, and the oil that came out of the gearbox was really bad. You were driving and you could feel the gears lagging when they were changing. There was a long delay. So I'm going to quickly take this out on a road test, warm it up and see if the gears feel any better, and also have a look to see if that power steering leak is solved with the new seal we've put on it. Yes! My lovely new seat base. There's no metal sticking in your bum anymore. I'm pulling out of the yard and straight away I can see that there's an ABS light on the dashboard. I just shouted over to Noel, and Noel said, put your foot down, and as soon as you're over 10 miles an hour, it will disappear because it will reset, because we've put new shoes all the way round. And Noel is correct. The ABS light is off the dashboard, and the gears are changing very smoothly. When you first change the brakes on the lorry, you need to bed them in a bit, so you need to be a bit rough on the brakes. These engines are so powerful. Now this is a 2007 Volvo, but the Volvos, they're built strong to last long. This one is a 440 brake. Maintenance is so important on any lorry, but it's really important on the older lorries. I always service a lorry before an MOT because it reminds me that it was 1 year. Because I've driven all of the older lorries myself, when I do get in it after I've had some work done to it, I can tell immediately if there's something wrong with it. I can tell by the handling, I can tell by how the engine sounds, I can tell by how it feels. This lorry feels lovely. This lorry is good to get out on the road. Nice. It's a rainy Saturday and we're in the yard, but we're not going to let the weather stop us. We are cracking on. If you have a look at the work we're doing on the container, we've had to create temporary shelter, which we can work underneath. Now it's very tight down here, but I can fit, and it just means that it keeps the rain off the top of you so you can still work in this area and not get completely drenched. Robert has made this area to work underneath, but he's decided to work on the other side and get wet. In the past, we've always given the containers TLC on the sides, but I've never painted the roof. So what happens is the container looks nice and lovely, and then the roof, when it gets wet, that rusts and water starts coming in. So on this container, we are going to do the roof as well, and it should protect it for many years to come. When I had a close look at the Jersey barriers around the area wasn't completely sealed. So we've moved the Jersey barriers around, we've pushed them closer together, and in the little gaps you can see everywhere, I'm going to put some concrete in there to close it nicely, because in here we're going to have a rubber floor and I don't want any water to get in. While we brought the forklift in here to move everything around and push it tighter together, we actually dirtied the ground again. So we need to give the ground another wash. Crank it up! As you can see, the concrete base is now clean. All the Jersey barriers are nice and close together, and we have a new wall. Everything's moving nicely. That's it for this week at Ashville. It was a brutal week. I had a surprise visit. Well, every time you look over there, it makes me look. What are you looking at? It was a brutal week. I had a surprise visit from Volvo. I received a lot of gifts, which I'm very thankful for. The gym and container area are beginning to take shape nicely. All of our build projects are moving along, and we have trains confirmed for next week. Nice. Click here for the Ashville website. Click here to subscribe to the Ashville channel. Click here to see last week's episode, and click here to see the Chiswick showcase. Hey Will, can you imagine if someone sends us a post box? Boy, that would be very handy.